Today we are going to be looking at the Tiny Toon Adventures Babs Bunny Bend-Ems figure, released in 1993 by Just Toys, and I bought this at a store called Figure Collections for $18. Now, in case you don't know what Figure Collections is, it is a outlet store in a creepy-looking mall somewhere in Indiana, but don't let the mall fool you. The store is actually pretty good. Like when I went there, they had like World of Springfield figures, some World Nintendo 2.5-inch figures, you know, a lot of like Toy Biz Marvel figures, and a lot of Bend-Ems. And they even have a YouTube channel that you can watch. I'll put a link in the description because they make some really quality work. And they even made a video about the Just Toys Bend-Em figures, which this Babs figure, and you know, that carded Babs figure that you see in the video is the same one that you're seeing in this review. So links in the description to check out their YouTube channel. They're really great. And also not to mention that this video is dedicated to Tress MacNeille, the voice of Babs Bunny from Tiny Toon Adventures. She's a great actress with many roles, but I think Babs Bunny is probably her best performance yet. I'd say her second best would probably be Daisy Duck. Happy birthday to Tress MacNeille. And now let's take a look at the box itself. It's really great. And on the back, it has two artworks. One of them I've seen on many different merchandise before, but I think a lot of you will probably recognize this as the cover used for the Tiny Toon Adventures movie on Hulu. And then this one I recognize from a puzzle. I kind of find it funny how Hampton is in the picture, despite the fact that they did not make a Bendable figure of him. The only Bendable figures that they made in this line are Babs, Buster, Plucky, and Dizzy. They only made like 4 figures. Just Toys has made a lot of figures under the Bend-Ems line. Like, they made tons of Disney stuff, like Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, DuckTales, and Mickey and Friends, and even Warner Brothers has a good amount of Bend-Em figures, like Tiny Toon Adventures. They also made Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, Tom and Jerry, the Flintstones, oh, and the Wizard of Oz. Just Toys no longer exists, however the Bend-Ems line does kind of live on unofficially. You can watch the Figure Collections' video on the Just Toys Bend-Em figures. But anyways, there is a description on the back. It's just a generic description. It's not character specific or anything. But it says, everybody dreams of being a star, and the Tiny Toon Adventures gang are no exception. In Acme Acres, where the Tiny Toon Adventures gang lives, everyone attempts to upstage each other, from the furry friends of Buster Bunny and Babs Bunny, no relation, to their pal Plucky Duck, and to the overly anxious Dizzy Devil, for that matter. Any Tiny Toon Adventures character will keep you entertained. Enjoy the wacky succession of misadventures with all your favorite Tiny Toon Adventures characters in true cartoon style. Despite the fact that they only made 4 figures. I doubt they were ever making a second wave or anything, but I think just having Buster, Babs, Dizzy, and Plucky is just fine. So weird how sometimes like Hampton's always like left out in favor of Dizzy Devil, but I kind of like Dizzy Devil as a character more, so I guess I wouldn't blame the toy companies and video game producers. So, actually, I wasn't so sure if I wanted to open the box or something, because the packaging looks really nice. Like, I just wasn't so sure if I wanted to open it or not. So I went onto the community tab of my YouTube channel and asked the viewers if I should open this figure. And 60% of you said yes, so that's why I am filming this review, and we are going to be opening this figure up and have a closer look at it. So, stay tuned. Luckily, I was able to save the packaging for the most part, so I'm probably gonna keep that. You know, like just in case. I'll just put it in my cabinet right now. Anyways, this figure stands close to 5 inches. I think around 4 3/4 inches. For comparison, here is my Bam Presto 5-inch Mario figure, and you can see that from ear to toe, Babs is around the same height as my Mario. She does not come with any accessories. I mean, it is a bendable figure after all. They don't come with accessories most of the time, with a few rare exceptions. What I find really strange about Tiny Toon Adventures is that Even though, like, we've have many plushes of the characters, as well as, this isn't the only bendable figure of Babs, because there is a very obscure one made by a different company. So we had bendable figures and plushes, as well as, like, beach towel blankets and children's books. But what's very... Well, yeah, and also figurines. But what's also strange is that we never got any action figures of the characters at all. I mean, sure, we have, like, a few, like, pre-post figurines, but, like, no figures that have any points of articulation at all. So I think the closest thing would probably be this Babs Bunny bendable figure. I really hope, it's probably not going to happen, but I kind of hope for the Tiny Toons University reboot is that we finally get, like, figures of the characters, like, a toy line of the characters, like from Moose or Spin Masters or something, like any toy company, as long as it's not Jazzwares. Same thing with Animaniacs 2020, because we recently got a Season 1 DVD set, so I hope we get more toys for the reboot, like figures and plushes. So enough said, here is the Babs Bunny bendable figure, and she is really on model with the character. And is overall pretty nice. This figure is actually pretty sticky. It's probably just because she is a rubber figure from 2 decades. Well, hold on. In the next 2 years, this figure is going to be 30 years old. So, this figure, close to being 30 years old, very rubbery, very sticky, but still pretty... I mean, it was new in the box. This figure is hand-painted, so there will be some paint flubs. I do have some missing paint right here, but I don't think it's really that noticeable. I mean, especially since this figure is pretty shiny. There's some weird paint areas. I don't know why. I mean, this was a hand-painted figure, so I shouldn't fault the designers. And it does have a copyright date. Not so sure if you could read that, but it probably says, like, Babs Bunny, copyright Warner Brothers, Just Toys, made in China or something. And then we got the Bend-Ems logo carved on her left ear. And then there's her butt, with the cotton ball. And then these soles, I mean, I thought they like put all the details on the soles, but for some reason they didn't. I'd say my real criticisms with this figure is that for some reason her bow and skirt are not that purpley. Like, they look very blue. Now, it's kind of very common for a lot of Babs toys, or like Babs stuff in general, to have like her bow and skirt look a little bit bluish. But I mean, it's supposed to be purple, so, and I wish it was a bit more purple. Also, she's very short. Her legs are very short. I mean, if you look at the Buster in the set, they got his proportions right. Babs not so much. I mean, maybe, I think it's probably just because Babs has longer ears than Buster. And that's why she looks a little short next to Buster. But still, they could have gotten Babs' proportions a little bit better. Also, her hands look a little strange. Her fingers are pretty short. And yeah. As for the stuff that you can bend, you can briefly twist her head. She can go up or down. The wires actually still work, surprisingly. I mean, they might snap off because this figure is very old. So you have to be careful when you pose, your old bendies. She can obviously move her arms and her feet. Oh yeah, and you can also pose her ears, actually, which is pretty cool, if I say so myself. Overall, I really like this Babs Bunny Bendable figure. I do wish her legs were not that short, as well as her bow and skirt being, a bit more purpley. But regardless, I think this is a pretty cool figure. If you really like Tiny Toon Adventures, then you might like this figure. I mean, generally when I buy merchandise of Tiny Toon Adventures, I usually stick to buying merchandise of just like one character, mainly being Babs, because Figure Collections did have all 4 figures in that set, and they were priced at $18 each, but I decided to just get one of them, and knowing me, I just went with Babs, because she's the best. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell, and have a pleasant day.